Eve. The most eye-catching inclusion on the Saracens team sheet is that of the Wallaby giant Matt Skelton, who makes his first start, having lit up a Doha European affair last weekend with a sumptuous offload. Owen Farrell is the captain in the absence of Brad Barrett, while Nathan Earl gets a start on the wing. Up front, Jamie George will look to demonstrate why many regard him as the best hooker in the league. Chris Ashton, having served his long suspension, is among the replacements. Newcastle continue to be without their captain, Will Welsh, though his fellow loose forward Mark Wilson commands huge respect in the dressing room and continues in the leadership role. It's largely the same starting 15 which did such a good job on Quins 3 weeks ago. Alex Tate switches from wing to fullback, with Marcus Watson wearing 11. Callum Green has served his suspension and replaces Will Whitty at lock. The Scotland prop John Welsh is the tight head. Well, let's take a look at one or two head-to-heads to focus on. Up front, two recent junior world champions and former captains of England's under-20s face up. That's Maro Itoje and Callum Chick. And there you can see Michael Rhodes wearing 7, the South African, his opposite number, the Newcastle captain. Behind the scrum, well, I wonder if the young Saracens wing Nathan Earl had a good night's sleep. He's never faced the prospect of an examination as thorough as this promises to be. He's up against Veronica Goneva. Goneva back fit and flying. Plenty of festive cheer on the sidelines as well. The followers of Saracens might be. They do have the rest of Europe and the rest of the Aviva Premiership just where they want them. Things flying high in both the Aviva Premiership and also the defence of that European crown. Back-to-back wins against Sale over the course of the last fortnight. Last week's match up at the AJ Bell, perhaps not the most exhilarating affair, but we saw Saracens at their most efficient best, and don't forget they put half a century of points on Sale in the first fixture on this ground a fortnight ago. Now I wonder if a similar fate awaits Newcastle. But Newcastle, they are a side transformed, there's no doubt about that. They've picked up 2 wins on the road this season, their first win for a long time down at Gloucester. Same story at Franklin's Gardens, where it was Goneva who picked up the winning try there. And Saracens are without one or two key names today. One of them there, Brad Barrett, the club captain, watching with a smile on his face from the stand. So this unique in some respects, a meeting of two sides who play their home games on an artificial surface. Here comes the Newcastle captain, Mark Wilson. Newcastle in their change strip. Tony Takalua, the second man out there. Going through the camera with Scott Lawson. Tony Takalua, the Tongan who kicked the winning penalty for his country against Italy at the end of November. There's Callum Chick. Was the England under-20s captain in last season's Six Nations. He didn't fulfil that role at the Junior World Championship, or the World Rugby Under-20 Championship as it's known these days in Manchester, but he is a Junior World Champion. Evan Olmsted in fine form for Canada during the November International Series. So Owen Farrell, assuming the leadership role today, and Saracens, well, a club who just seem to be improving all the time. Maro Itoje, an England captain in waiting. For now, though, just a key linchpin in this Saracens team. And there is Big Will Skelton. Well, he weighs in at, well, you don't get much change out of 140 kilos, 308 pounds, big numbers, 6'8". And the referee, Matthew Carley, who's already passed a half-century of games in Europe's Premier League. So it's all systems go at the Allianz. Saracens, hot favourites. Dean Richards, though, has given this Falcons team new belief in their world. Even the continent's best team does not pose too many concerns. There's Ben Spencer. And the first drive with Richard Barrington at the heart of it. Spencer, very fine kicking nine. Rather like Richard Wigglesworth, who's on the bench today. But that didn't go to plan. There it is for Takalua. Lawson pops it out there to Joel Hodgson. Alex Tate, the fullback. Marcus Watson. Well, it's interesting to see Watson wearing 14, but starting on the left wing. So that may be a source of some comfort to Nathan Earl. The very fact that, at least now, Earl is not lining up against Goniver. That will be the function of the opposite wing. Chris Wiles, man with so much experience, the United States international.
Okay. If you step out to the outside, Newcastle, I'll get you the numbers, yeah? 5.
So, Dean Richards alongside Dave Walder.
Line out over.
Jamie George goes to Maro Itoje. Absolutely crucial here that Newcastle get through the first 15 minutes and do so, perhaps with some points on the board as well. They've got a reasonable history here. They led at half-time the last time the two sides met here in the Aviva Premiership. They couldn't last it out for 80 minutes. Well, Spencer there just... Well, it just tripped up. Couldn't quite see what caused that, but forced into making an alteration. And the penalty goes against Saracens.
Negative position with the ball underneath you, so they couldn't get to it.
Well, Sean Maitland getting spoken to. There's that little trip there.
Owen, just a real quick reminder. Okay, you're the captain, Jamie's not the captain. I'm not having a player review, shouting and pointing at the screen, telling me that I need to make a different decision, okay? Thanks.
Yes, Matt Carley there being fairly plain, saying that he doesn't want any back chat or any instructions from any players. Certainly not ones who are not the captain.
Yeah, okay. Let us have a look at it. We've had one charge down and one failed box kick. Let me have a look at it.
It's just a question whether you have to go through the middle.
Yeah, come through the middle by all accounts. If it's up,
and round and through that.
Yeah, that's fine. Let me have a look. But I understand what you're saying.
So Joel Hodgson, bit of a knee knocker on Christmas Eve. Straight in front, 30 metres out. Abbreviated approach run, straight down the middle.
Yeah, that's right.
Newcastle have points on the board early. Just the start that Dean Richards would have been looking for. So Owen Farrell holding that up into the wind. And this time the penalty going against Newcastle, the obstruction.
Number 8, obstruction.
Ali Hogg. Well, you work hard to earn 3 points, and then you give them away even before the restart has hit the deck.
Obstruction. Number 8. Number 8, ask him.
Well, we're looking here at the role of Ali Hogg, and there he is, just simply sticking the shoulder into Maro Itoje, doing it to protect Alex Tate, but it's unnecessary and it is expensive. Well, Owen Farrell will lap those up. 863 points in his career as an Aviva Premiership player, still just 25. He has achieved so much for a young man. You can expect him to pass 50 caps for England during the Six Nations. So Farrell, head down, goes through the routine. It's all square again. So easy for Saracens. Olmsted there. Staccato stride getting after that. Ball taken by Sean Maitland, the Scotland international, born in New Zealand. Spencer, look at the way that ball is being held up by the wind. This has always been a blustery spot. The carry from Callan Chick.
Okay.
Well, we've got another penalty here. It's a no arms penalty. It'll be against Vincent Koch, the South African.
Still on penalty advantage.
Here's Hogg. Newcastle not getting over the gain line here. A chip over the top from Hodgson. It goes to Michael Rhodes. And we will revert to the original penalty. There is the miscreant, Vincent Koch. Look at that.
Right, listen, I've just said to Owen that I'm not going to have players just coming to me for like player referrals. I know you're the captain, but you can't just tell me I need to look at stuff on the screen, okay? I've given a penalty. No arms in the tackle.
So this time it's the Newcastle captain who's been spoken to.
On the line for Black, Andrew. Get to the line, please, Black. Step off, on the line. Get to the line, I'll get you the numbers. 7.
Well, eyes are everywhere in rugby
line,
these
Saracens.
days, and you do sometimes wonder why players
on the line
go in with those quite unnecessary charges with the shoulder.
Maul in 5.
That's Hogg. And here's the drive from Newcastle. This is straight out of the Dean Richards book. We've got to be mindful of that touchline. Tani Tuckler is doing the steering. They're still going. They've got 4 metres to go now, have Newcastle. This is very, very good indeed. It's gone to ground, but it is a penalty.
Side entry. It was over
the side entry has come from Jackson Ray.
Himself. Side entry here. 2 took it to ground himself. 8 in at the side.
Well, there you can see Jackson Ray coming in from the side.
On the line.
And that certainly appeared to have an unstoppable momentum towards the line.
The ball over, it'll be a free kick.
Saracens perhaps a little fortunate not to suffer greater sanction. Lawson goes to Chick.
More!
Here it is again.
Once!
Trying to create some momentum.
Don't go in there. Still moving.
Still surging towards the try line. They're up to the line. The referee says it's held up. Well, what an impressive start from Newcastle.
AR's in a really good position. We don't need that.
Well, Scott Lawson, he went for it.
No.
And unfortunately for him, didn't quite get there.
Here we are. Yeah. Thank you. Nice and
There's Scott
balanced and
Lawson.
supporting our own way.
Man, his Premiership career started a decade ago at Sale. Spent long periods also at Gloucester and at London Irish.
Bind.
So can Newcastle make it happen this time? Penalty. Well, that's a
Number
third
3,
penalty
across to the ground.
in what, 3 minutes, and it's the second against Vincent Koch.
Caller.
So Hodgson tops it into the corner again. It'll be another 5 metre line out.
No one in front of the ball, Newcastle. No one in front of the ball. 6.
The first roll is that of Scott Lawson. Must find his man in the line out. It'll be the catch and drive again. It's Chick again. That time is dropped down.
One sideways.
Ali Hogg's got his hands on the ball now. Newcastle surging their way forward, trying to create that momentum again. It's starting to splinter.
Ball available.
There it is for Takalua. Goniver tests the defensive line, gets through one tackle. Jackson Ray grabs hold of a leg. Hogg with a pickup, surging forward. Vincent Cott doing the good defensive work that time for Saracens. Another pickup and drive.
Off the ball,
Just a few blades of plastic. That's all that separates them. The arm is out from the referee. It's another penalty advantage, another surge, that time from Czech. There's Takalua. They're trying to get to the foot of the post. They've still got the advantage. Yet another penalty inside the 22. They're trying to shuffle it forward. Now let's listen to Matt Carley here.
Got 8 with a clear no release on this tackle. That's a string of penalties. Next one, then their personal leave. Okay.
Well, it's a final warning.
Number 8, no clear release on the tackle.
It's slightly euphemistic, but I think Matt Carley's been very understanding of Saracens over the course of the last few phases.
Okay. Be a kick at goal.
A second penalty against Jackson Ray.
I just put them on a warning. Mark, that's for this area of the field, okay? A warning for this area of the field, yeah. Well.
Well, in the end, I suspect Saracens will be quite happy just to suffer a deficit of 3 points. Like his first, this one from straight in front. A little closer though.
Next job, next job.
A mere formality for Joe Hodgson. Well, it's just the sort of start that Dean Richards would have wanted. This time, they want to avoid a repetition of the first. No threat of that. Olmsted put his name on it and caught it. Newcastle playing with the advantage of the following breeze in this first half.
Inside.
There's Takalua. Back is Maitland. Alongside him is Farrell if he wants to use it. Maitland on the counter. Takes play up to halfway. Spencer. Carry from Jamie George. Trying to puncture holes into that Newcastle defence. There's the kick from Farrell. And that was a rather ugly miscue.
Yeah, outside the line. Outside the line.
Look at the momentum at the moment.
4.
Coming from the man in, I suppose you'd describe it as a certain, or a sort of fluorescent orange. Mark McCall. Very early days, of course, 12 minutes into the match, but not be entirely happy with what he's seen so far. Reduced numbers at the line. One step, like a jack in a box. Takalua sent backwards. Here goes Wilson, the captain. High ball there from Takalua. Marcus Watson was looking for it. Maitland took it at speed. Takes bravery and agility. There's Skelton. His size 18 or 19 boots. Marcelo Bosch finds outside him Jamie George.
Release 6!
George Cruz pops it up for Jackson Ray.
Off feet now, let it go. No.
Spencer chooses to work the short side. Jamie George with a kick. He's done a little bit too much on it. In fact, rather too much on it.
Scrum where it's kicked, or a 22 scrum.
Well, these hookers these days really do have plenty of versatility. It used to be the reserve of men with 9 or 10 on their backs.
Not bad, boys. Next job with the scrum.
Even so, wasn't one of Jamie George's best. So we return for the scrum. 15 metres inside the Newcastle half. Saracens with such a deep squad, despite those 1 or 2 absentees today, with Brad Barrett looking on from the sideline, Stoltberger among the replacements. Chris Ashton back after that 13-week suspension. Expect him to get a run.
Crouch!
But the Saracens starting 15, featuring all 3 of the Saracens players who were in Maro Itoje's winning Junior World Championship team in 2014 in Auckland.
Come this side a bit more so he's got this coming space.
It's that time of year, isn't it?
Well, if your hook comes across a little bit and you get your feet underneath, you will have a bit more stability. Okay, that's fine. We'll deal with your bit
I'm sure
first.
the dark glasses were
Plenty of
are
space
entirely
coming,
necessary
okay?
today. It's not the brightest day in North London.
Crouch!
So we're through the opening quarter of an hour. Newcastle leading by 6 points to 3. 2 penalties from the boot of Joel Hodgson to 1 from Owen Farrell. Here comes the pressure from that Saracens scrum. The carry forward by Socino, who was so impressive in the win against Harlequins. There's the kick, rather too deep. Gives plenty of time to Maitland.
Just wait, guys, just wait. Patient.
Maitland.
Thank you.
And Hodgson maybe just hanging a little too far forward, but he
wait.
has chance to recover. Pass it down the tram
Onside,
lines. Another
onside.
run here for Maitland. Goes to ground
Please.
just inside the Newcastle half. That's Michael Rhodes, the former Stormer. Spencer. Taken 15 minutes, but Saracens
Take it in.
starting.
Wait,
Just
wait.
starting to hit their stride.
Thank you.
Well gathered by Michael Rhodes, who was backpedaling. Here's Maitland. That's off the outside of the boot. Creates some space here for Marcus Watson. An unlikely opportunity, perhaps. Takes on Nathan Earl. Defence of Earl standing up to that. There's Socino, the carry from Callum Chick. He's made a very swift and smooth transition from the junior ranks. Lawson. When they get the ball in hand here, Newcastle going forward. Not quite at will, but certainly making rather more metres than Mark McCall would like to see. Hodgson.
Now wait, 5.
Hodgson. Well, that's a poor kick. Straight down the throat of Chris Wiles.
You've got to show me clear release first. Wait.
Wiles is off and running. Wiles, who is now
Just
in
wait
international
now, eh?
retirement
Thank
after
you.
more than 50 appearances, 3 World Cups for the United States. Hodgson, see if he can do better this time. He can't. Into the grass there of Owen Farrell. Easily steps the fly half. Then the little shimmy and the burst of pace. Here's Cruz. Well, Ray wasn't expecting it.
Scrum advantage.
There's Fred
Advantage
Byrne.
over.
It's a better kick, though it sets up nicely for Wiles.
Just wait, 6.
Hanging back is Tate. Alex Tate, who earlier in the week had been expecting to play today on the wing, but Mike Delaney, a relatively late withdrawal on Thursday. And Marcelo Bosch finds touch. Well, it was a nice little touch, wasn't it, from Owen Farrell? The kick straight down his throat. Joel Hodgson rather overcommitted himself, which meant the step was quite easy. But he really did create a chance there.
So you stay where you are and I'll bring them up. I'll bring them up if you stay where you are as well.
And it was just
5 just to meet then Newcastle.
Jackson Ray receiving a pass that he wasn't
That's fine,
entirely
stay there.
expecting. So, Lawson to the short line again. Oh, and a big hand. It's George Cruz. Turns it over at the line-out. Here's Skelton. Takes 2 men to pick him up. That was Callum Chick. Here's Barrington. And was snatched out of his hands by Maro Itoje. Penalty advantage being played here to Saracens.
7 into the 9. 6. You went into the 9, okay?
Mark Wilson, the player who's penalised. Rob Vickers just taking a while to get off his feet. No harm done there. The relationship between him and Marcelo
You find
Bosch
anywhere
not
to roll, just not
compromised.
where the nine's coming. Okay, that's what I understand.
Look at that. Callum Chick on
It's difficult for
Skelton.
me when he trips over you and you're moving.
So into that headwind. Saracens opting to go towards the corner. Michael Rhodes, the Saracens lose forward. It goes to Skelton. Remember his first start today. Jackson Ray trying to burst down the blind side onto Jamie George. This is threatening for the first time from Saracens. And the first time they make it count. Marcelo Bosch, the Puma. Barely a hand laid on his jersey. Big holes in that Newcastle defence. Just getting past the left-hand shoulder there of Ali Hogg. So Marcelo Bosch, who really has settled into life in North London. Spent a long time down in the southwest of France playing for Biarritz. First try, right at the end of the opening quarter. Farrell to stretch the lead to 4 points. Well, it hung up in the wind for a long time, didn't it? But it was firmly struck, held its line. Bursting down the narrow side there, the carry from George.
Good timing.
Timing of the run there from Marcelo Bosch. Maitland.
Thank you, Maro. Inside.
Well, it does go to show Saracens, who have been pretty much outplayed in the opening 20 minutes. They do get the first off. Oh, and that's gone straight through the grasp, and it did hit the deck from Callum Chick. Well, Chick is actually saying that the ball didn't hit the ground. Might be worth another look here. Let's see. He caught it between his legs, didn't he? Didn't go to plan.
Here we go. Here we go.
Sorry, too late.
Here we go.
Too late.
Here we go.
Can't do anything but apologise.
Let's go, Bobby.
Yes, Matt Carney saying, I can't do anything other than apologise, it's too late.
Come on, let's go. Seconds. Let's go.
Crouch.
Stand.
Bind. Set.
The pick up from Ray. Here's Earl, cut down by Tate. Spencer, Atoji, rampaging forward. Saracens certainly warming to their task now, but that was a huge hit. Socino on Farrell.
Knock on. Knock on. Came off your arm in the tackle. Good tackle. Knock on. Knock on.
Good tackle, says Matt Carley, but it did come off your hand, he says to the Puma.
Let's go again, Bob. Let's go again, John Boy.
That was a knock on and we're back to square one, eh?
Still not a ball. Let's go, John Boy. Let's go, John forward.
Same standard as the last scrum,
Yes,
okay?
his man of the match was Socino in that win against Harlequins. What an entertaining match that was. 9 tries.
Set.
7 points, league points distributed between Newcastle and Harlequins.
Use it!
So, Spencer, Bosch, Tompkins on his shoulder, it's
Backwards by
stripped.
Newcastle, play on.
Burden. Here's Goniver. Goniver's got Tate outside him. Goniver bursting through the middle. The kick ahead. Oh, now Goniver he was lent into there by Chris Wiles. No doubt about that. It's taken over.
Scrum. Put your hands down. Scrum.
Well, Goniver, you can see, having a long, hard look there at Chris Wiles. Might be worth another look here. Goniver, great dummy, the power. Now look at the way Chris Wiles leans into him. Or should I say, in fact, it's Sean Maitland, isn't it?
Scott.
Lights on here.
Look at Maitland, he's looking for him, isn't he?
Blind.
Jet. I know it's a couple in quick succession.
Once again,
Just
the
keep your own
pressure
space,
is
okay?
being applied.
Keep your own space, don't pre-engage.
By Newcastle. It's been a fair old response since they conceded that try.
Come on, Scully. Let's go back on.
Crouch!
For the second time in the opening 25, Newcastle right in the Saracens' red zone. Well, another penalty
Collapsing,
conceded
number
by
3.
Saracens,
On
and
the
it's
arm,
against
collapse to
Vincent
the floor.
Koch. That's his third penalty in the opening 25 minutes.
Don't put any pressure on his arm. You're pressurising his arm. No one in front of the ball, okay? No one in front of the ball.
So Newcastle have been in this position before. Can they make it count? They go to the front to check.
Jacko?
The drive being orchestrated.
As you are, yes.
The referee's happy with Saracens' defence at the moment. And now the numbers are going in.
Ball available.
There's the ball for Newcastle. It's with Takalua.
Ball is out.
Onto Wilson. Tompkins there dragging his man to ground. The pick up from Hogg. Olmsted this time. Familiar territory for Newcastle.
He's not off, he's off his feet. Let it come, the ball is there.
There's Marcelo Bosch, he's got to try and get himself out of there.
Use it.
Who's it this time? On the shoulder there of
No,
Callum
four,
Green.
no.
There's Takalua. Olmsted. George Cruz providing the obstruction that time, and the ball has gone forward. Resolute defence from Saracens just frustrates Newcastle.
Are you asking a question or
Yes, I'm asking what's on.
4 was legal through the middle. We got to the ball carrier and the ball carrier chose to go to ground.
There you can see the knock on.
So what do you think, sir? On the arm?
Pressure on the arm.
Yeah, then along the binder.
Well, Newcastle have been forcing Saracens into conceding penalties in their own 22, but at the moment, all they have to show for it, 2 penalties with a shake of the head. Dean Richards clearly very disappointed.
Seconds. Let's go, John boy. Come on. Let's go. Blind. Let's go.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
And look at the power here from Newcastle. It's going to be reset though. This is certainly a Newcastle
Came up on the
side
mark, we'll scrum again.
playing in a fashion, if you turn the clock back 12 months, well, you'd have thought it wasn't possible. They went through the opening 8 weeks of the season, last season that is, without recording a win. Already 2 wins on the road this time. First at Gloucester, then at Northampton. And they're coming here against the defending champions, the European champions, and giving it a really good go. They've certainly had the better of the opening half hour. Newcastle penalised, and it's the penalty goes against Rob Vickers over on this side, on the loose head side of the front row.
Standing up under pressure, and we have an offence on the other side as well, with one collapsing.
So the referee indeed penalising both props. John Welsh on the tight head side for standing up, and Rob Vickers on this side for going down.
Time off. You got them, yeah, time off.
Nathan Earl needs a new pair of boots.
Step out, time's off. Time's off.
We're just saying that time is off, so he's given time there to change the
footwear. To the line,
footwear.
I'll get the numbers for you. Rather than standing in the way.
No,
Yeah, I know. I want to save your energy.
Well, he's been part of the squad here at Saracens for some time, spent some time out on loan at London Scottish, now firmly establishing himself in the first team setup. Maro Toji there alongside Will Skelton. Skelton's remarkable, still just 24, he's been around a long time.
How many?
6'8", 308 pounds. Size 18 or sometimes even 19 feet. Big lad.
Okay, time on. 9, 9. I line it over. More. Once.
There's Jamie George.
Start seeing the ball. 5 collapse.
Number
The
5
penalty
collapse. Going against Evan Olmsted, guilty of collapsing that
can't
maul.
collapse it at any point. Number 5. To start
Always
using it,
easy
you
to
can't
spot
collapse
Evan
it.
Olmsted. Ben Spencer. For the kicker being used to the right-hand touchline. Coming up for Saracens.
Rob, stay out the gap.
Up at Welford Road next weekend before Exeter come here before the return to Europe. So rather like Newcastle, they've got a very testing period. Spencer sees the gap and he's gone straight through, and then the burst of pace onto Itoji. Another big hole exploited by Saracens, and now the champions going in for the kill. There's Spencer. Well, it's taken by Goniver. Great anticipation from the wing. Takalua back to Hodgson.
Wait.
Hodgson hurried into his kick, but it was a good one.
Thank you.
Farrell was hanging back. Here goes Nathan Earl. A wall of orange awaits.
Tackle!
Spencer, Jackson Ray. Marcelo Bosch, the try scorer, taking that at something of a standstill. Farrell, out there to Wiles, onto Nathan Earl, the two wings alongside one another. The big fella, Skelton. Such soft hands to create that try last week. Oh, and then another attempted interception, that time from Sassino.
Time off. I'll have both captains, please. Both captains.
Well, this might be worth a listen. I suspect there's a lot of chat going on out there.
Right, gents, I've spent half an hour, not just with you two in my ear at every opportunity, but all your other players. Okay, you let us make decisions, and if they're not clear, I'll speak to you at the right time, okay?
Yeah.
But can we just calm down and just wait for me to give explanations before we start shouting, okay? It's 2 knock-ons. First was in the tackle by 12, then by Black. Scrum. First in the tackle by you. Okay, scrum. Okay. Time off. First was in the tackle, then it went
look
forward
here
off
for
Black.
the interception from Goniver, which was so timely for Newcastle. Really third for them.
Okay, time on, it's Black scrum.
And that was well anticipated by the Fijian.
I'll keep it up. Yep, no worries.
Come on, John. There's the middle.
Of course, stalking in the shadows.
Seconds.
On the out. One on the outside. One. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Very tight at the moment in the middle of the Aviva Premiership. Harlequins, Newcastle and Gloucester all on 23 points in 6th, 7th and 8th places.
Gents, it's not going to work if you both go straight down on the mark. Fight to keep your height.
Okay. Need more.
Here's the middle. So if you
Fight to keep your height, says the referee.
just settle.
Bordering on alliteration, isn't it?
One.
Come on, Cal.
Crouch.
Evan, come on, Evan.
Bind. Set.
Well, the Newcastle pack is penalised. Richard Barrington on the loose head side today for Saracens.
Kick it, goal.
First against 7th. The two sides separated by 15 points.
Not now. In a minute. In a minute. In a minute.
Newcastle will feel that a lot of the 50-50s haven't gone their way so far today. Past history between these two sides certainly favouring Saracens. In fact, the last time Newcastle beat Saracens in any tournament was almost 8 years ago. So Farrell, the kicker of his quality. That very straightforward indeed, and he made it look that way.
Level with him and you've got room to put your head in, but I'll come round and have a look at the next
13
one.
points to
I'll
6.
come round.
5 minutes to go before half time. Sean Mayfield.
Use it!
He's not connected! We're not connected! Go, go, go!
That's the halfway line. And that is Tani Takalua. Well, the pickup was spotted by the Saracens defence. But on goes Conover again. There's Takalua.
Not with your hands!
But Skelton coming through, getting sent back. Hodgson. Callum Chick. Hodgson. Fred Burden that
Release
time.
tackle!
Break up! Yes, man!
He was off his feet.
Watson. Burden there with a kick through. Oh, and it went into the grass of Ben Spencer, who cannot understand how he left the ball behind. Who knows, he might even have been away.
You and 5. Just stop when the ball's gone. Okay? You and you, both of you.
A little kick there.
Yeah.
And I think Ben Spencer could barely believe his luck.
Back one. When the
got
ball's
into
gone,
his
we
grasp
stop
and
again.
out of it without him even
Let's take it
realising.
as well.
Come on, Wilshy! Let's go. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go, John. I'm ready. Let's go. Come on, Wilshy! Let's go, John. Let's go, Bob. Seconds. Why we go more? Come on, John. Come on, Bob.
On the outside. On the outside. Head on the outside. Crouch!
So the last 2 minutes of the half.
Bind! Set!
Say that, John. Say that, John. Say that, John. Go, go, go.
Oh, the power of that Saracens pack again, but Newcastle got the ball out.
Thank you.
Takalua being held
Tackle
up by,
release.
among others, Michael Rhodes.
Thank you.
Inside ball from Vickers. Here's Hodgson. Good kick from the fly half. They'll now look to put some pressure on the Saracens line out.
Short one. Sean. There's a clear pass to place the ball. Don't try and shove it into the player who's just tackled you. Okay, that's all right. Step out. Step out. I'll get the numbers for you. Step out. Six.
So Saracens leading by 13 points to 6. Jamie George
More
goes to
line
the
out
front of
over.
the line out.
Once.
And Spencer. Donovan's hanging back. It's meant for him. Wiles was after it.
Play on,
Donovan
not
didn't
touched
get
by
underneath
anyone.
it. In the end, it's Lawson who falls onto it. Here goes Callum Chick. Maratoji so swiftly out of the blocks. Tate. Change of direction from Hodgson. That sits up nicely for Jackson Ray. Ray gets a run at it. Gets through the first line of tacklers.
High tackle, play
There
advantage.
was certainly a high one there. Referee playing an advantage now to Saracens. Last 40 seconds of the half.
Penalty advantage, Black.
Farrell. Maitland.
Still your advantage.
Marcelo Bosch, referee says he's still playing an advantage. So we'll come back for the penalty.
Yeah, quarter. 7.
They will have time to force the line out down in the corner. Straight through the tackle there of Olmsted. And then it's the high tackle from the captain, Mark Wilson, who I think half realised what he was doing and then stepped back from it, but it was too late. The final play of the half. Saracens very much on the front foot. Could be a telling moment in the contest. George goes to George Cruz. It wasn't straight. Slipped out of the top of the hand. That is half-time. Well, it's the first 40 minutes in which Newcastle certainly played their part. The only try coming from that man, Marcelo Bosch. A superbly timed run. And Newcastle, well, all they have to show for their efforts in 40 minutes. 2 penalties from the boot of Joel Hodgson. Half-time at the Allianz. Saracens leading Newcastle by 13 points to 6.
2 penalties down there, but the one down here you didn't present a good picture.
13 points to 6, 40 minutes to go at Allianz Park in Hendon in North London. The champions have just about everybody in Europe and domestically where they want them. But Newcastle, I must say, hugely impressive in that first 40 minutes. And the Falcons, well, they stayed overnight at Hendon Hall, not too far away from here, the hotel, which, by the way, is just where, a good few years ago now, England's footballers stayed on the eve of the 1966 World Cup final. I think it's fair to say that this is a match which is a long way from being over, particularly if Newcastle can get off to the sort of start that they showed in the first 40. And they were hugely impressive and very, very unlucky not to score a try in the early phases. I think Saracens, who conceded a number of penalties in that opening 10 minutes, and that 10 minutes fallen in another part of the game. Who knows, maybe, just maybe, there may have been the odd player in the sin bin. So, what sort of character does this Newcastle side have? Can they come back? They're much, much improved. We know all about that. Can they, though, record their third away win of the season. It certainly would be the most impressive after those earlier victories at Gloucester and more recently at Northampton.
Sorry, Mark.
Maitland just tiptoeing his way through a couple of tackles. Newcastle know that every hit has to be a hard one, and there was one, forcing the knock on and the hack forward. It's Michael Rhodes, one of the more recent recruits from South Africa to come and play club rugby in North London. Michael Rhodes, born in Durban, this is his second season following that switch from the Stormers. There's Jamie George at the base of that maul.
9, start using the ball.
Spencer. Tate took it superbly. Created some momentum for himself as well. Hodgson. Hanging back. There's Jackson Ray. Still blowing out there. Oh, that was a poor pass. Good footballing skills though from Chris Wiles to bring it under control. Jackson Ray timing the run. Spencer. He's trying to play. Real pace here. Well gathered again by Turner. Hodgson. The carry from Ali Hogg. There's the support from Newcastle.
Use it!
Newcastle led 14-3 at half-time when these sides met earlier in the year. It was in round 21 of the regular season before fading in the second half. Well, they're trailing this time. They will certainly look for another good 40-minute effort. Newcastle actually go home with anything, I suppose some would say that in itself a success. Richards these days says that his side fear no one. It's palmed back by the try scorer Marcelo Bosch. Holding on there is Fred Burden. Burden, a chemistry graduate from Cambridge University. He'll be the catalyst in the second half. Well gathered by Itoje. Had to bend his back for that one. There goes Chris Wiles, such an effective operator. There's another one, Vincent Cobb, inside of Jamie George. Going to stretch all the way back behind him to gather that. Here's Maitland. Some very slick skills on show here. Skelton there attempting the offload, which rather caught Cock by surprise. That was high-risk stuff. There goes Marcus Watson. Perhaps the fastest man on the pitch. Socino. Lawson. Newcastle temporarily down to 14. They've got a player down. Here goes Socino. Getting himself just a little bit isolated. There's the support. Looks to me rather like Callum Chick, I think, who's taken the knock. So it's the youngster.
He's off his feet, let it go!
Junior world champion from last year, lying down. Now he's getting up, which just had a shot to the left, which is good to see. Here goes Olmsted. Swung around by George Cruz, who's straight back onto his feet. It's Burden. Hodgson. Ball's gone loose.
6.
Callum Chick, fully restored, falls onto it. Referee playing an advantage here to Newcastle. The ball having been knocked forward by Saracens. Still got the arm out, you can see there. Lawson, it's gone to ground, so we'll come back for the scrum.
Ripped and knocked forward by Black 6 in the tackle.
There's the man that committed the knock-on, Maro Itoje. 7 caps for England, Maro Itoje, all of those in 2016. It's been quite a year. Callum Chick is down, getting a bit more treatment again.
I'll give you the chance.
So Dean Richards having to prepare perhaps to replace his blindside flanker. There's got a Petit Panu, he's got Will Whitty on the bench. Will Whitty, the second row replacement, and Callum Chick is going to come off. Looks like perhaps a bit of a hip or even a knee.
Yeah, number. Oh, yeah, he's coming
So
off.
it will be a Petit Panu, who in terms of physical proportions does rival Will Skelton. So here comes a Petit Panu. There goes Callum Chick, here he is.
Time's not on, but as soon as you guys are ready, we'll put time on.
These skin-tight jerseys were entirely made with a Petit Panu in mind. So Panu will move in at number 8 here. Ali Hogg slips onto the blindside flank, where Ali Hogg has played a lot of rugby in the past. Panu with the pick-up. Tony Takalua, that was off the hand of Ben Spencer.
Onto the line. Yeah.
Newcastle at the start of a very busy and demanding 3 weeks. Newcastle next in action on Friday. So one game before New Year. They're at home to Wasps. And then another home game before Europe resumes, and that's against Bath. So the top 3 sides in the league. And Scott Lawson just looking up, making sure he knows where he's going. There goes Takalua, getting spun around.
Penalty advantage collapse.
Penalty advantage being played here in Newcastle. There's Fanua.
Still advantage.
Grabbing hold of him there was Michael Rhodes. He's now losing the jersey off his back. And I suspect he might be blindfolded at the moment, a Petit Panu. Newcastle will certainly demand of themselves the next score.
Well, if they've got one ready, we'll stop now. But if okay, cool. Yeah.
They trail at the moment by 7. That's a converted try. They certainly want to stay within 7 here.
Step out, please, 7.
So Scott Lawson, very close to 150 games in the Aviva Premiership. Lawson, he's got his hands on it. Well, it's surging forward here. It's now there with Mark Wilson. Well, how are Saracens going to repel this?
Still
6 metres out here, Newcastle.
Taken down by Newcastle.
Referee says it's been taken down by Newcastle, and the put-in will be Saracens.
Yeah, time off. 5 replacement.
So Newcastle making an alteration in the second row.
5 replacement.
Evan Olmsted is coming off to be replaced by Will Whitty.
Yeah, 100%. 5's
Okay,
off.
time off. Time's off. Time's off.
You can just see Evan Olmsted actually getting some treatment on the pitch here. He's the player who's being replaced.
I think he's off, is he, anyway? Yeah, okay, thanks.
So it looks like a shoulder injury.
It's going to be a while. Big old fingers and a tiny little shoelace.
Is he going to re-thread those boots? He'll be out there for quite a while, couldn't he?
Yeah. We have got a spare pair.
Well, I think he's doing them on every other hole at the moment, isn't he? He's going to be left with an awful lot of lace at the end of that. Sean Welsh, by the way, the tie head prop.
Doing some Velcro boots for Christmas? Yeah,
Tired?
yeah, we're doing Velcro.
So 8 minutes and a half is a minute.
This is just what you need, isn't it? Looking over your shoulder, a referee who says you're looking for some Velcro boots for Christmas.
And if you need your big hands.
Have a look at that on your right, mate. that's what he's talking about. Will, you have to go big Will.
There he is.
This cost him on the bus on the way
He's
out.
got a spare lace there, hasn't he? He needs to wrap around the sole of his boots, old-fashioned style. So he's up, is John Welsh. Unflappable figure on the tight head side of the front row for
Just
Newcastle.
find your space, that's fine. Time on. Crouch! Bind! Set!
So Spencer there with the pudding. There's the pick-up from Jackson Ray. Newcastle doing all they could to disrupt that.
Use it!
Spencer's going to take this. Using the wind. Tate. Look at the speed with which the Saracens line came up.
Backwards play on.
And that was Itoje dislodging the ball, and then the hack forward. And back goes Gonover. Look at the speed here of Ben Spencer following up. Gonover gets past Wiles, gets past another.
Tackle, now release it!
Shows you how much ground that can be lost here with just the odd careless hand.
Use it. No, not there, four, no!
So there's Takalua.
No effect.
Unable to go directly for touch. Hanging back there was Jackson Ray. Here's Sean Maitland. Ray's after it. Takalua's underneath it. Good catch from the scrum half. Goes to ground just short of halfway. Hodgson. Here's Marcus Watson. Watson with a little chip ahead. Across comes Chris Wiles. Oh, and he was so swift on it there was Watson. And Chris Wiles had to be on his mettle. Well, in the end, this was pretty tight. The kick was good at pace, but look here at Chris Wiles coming across. Just gets there in time.
2, 3 and 14. 14.
As Watson made real ground there, and he couldn't follow the direct route. Saracens players tracking across and getting themselves in the way, if you know what I mean. So Saracens have made their first alterations of the half. Among them, Schalk Brits is on. Changes in the front row. Vincent Koch is also being replaced. Chris Ashton is on. After his 13 weeks away, he has replaced Nathan Earl. So Chris Ashton, fitness has never been a problem for this fella. The question marks in the past have been about attitude. He's on his way to Saracens next to Toulon next season. Mark McCall will want to see, above all things, a committed performance here in the half hour that he'll play. Watson is away here. Good tackle.
Advantage knock on, just a knock on. Advantage
Oh, it's on here to Will Whitty. So Newcastle here, you have to admire them. Will John Welsh unable to gather that, and now it's been taken by Tompkins. Tompkins, well, they were just holding on to a jersey there. So important though from Mark Wilson. Back here to Bosch. There is a Newcastle player down over on the far side, and that's going to run dead. It may well be Marcus Watson down over on the far side who needs treatment. There's Marcelo Bosch.
Okay.
One or two players just pointing to the injured player on the far side. It is Marcus Watson.
David, just make sure there's nothing in that contact with 14.
Yeah, okay, I'll have a look.
As you might well have heard there, the referee Matt Carley just speaking to the television match official David Sainsbury just to check that there was no suggestion of illegality about that
Nothing
challenge
like
on
you,
Watson.
Rod, was there? No. Okay, that's fine.
So here is Marcus Watson. Ray it was hanging back, and it was Chris Ashton who came back.
Nothing in the tackle.
Nothing obvious. Scrum, yeah. Yeah, he's coming off HIA, I think.
It's Marcus Watson coming over to the side here, and I think he's going to have a head injury assessment. Certainly moving very gingerly.
4 replacement.
So Don Waldock has come on in his place.
Not the 22.
So there will be something of a rejig in the back line here. Scott Berger is on for Saracens, replacing that man, Will Skelton. So it's not like for like, but we can work on the basis that Manu Itoji will move up into the second row. Rhodes will probably switch to 6.
Roger. Here we are. Just here. Find your balance. Find your balance.
So Marcus Watson.
Oh right, they need a ball. Okay.
A little bit unsteady, but there will be a head injury assessment. Can be absolutely certain no chances will be taken there with Marcus Watson. Even more scrutiny and emphasis than ever before on those assessments following events elsewhere. Here goes Socino, bouncing off the tacklers. Really is a tricky customer. Eventually he's taken the ground by, among others, Jackson Ray.
Knock on advantage.
There goes a Petty Fanu. It's been lost forward by Newcastle. So this black defensive line swiftly out of the blocks.
Just a tackle, no offside.
Real impressive line speed and forcing the knock-on from Fanua. Another player just to bring you up to date with those who've come and gone. I mentioned that Vincent Koch has gone off. He's been replaced by the former Puma. That's Juan Kigalo.
Just slightly, you don't need to go that far. Thank you. Heads in spaces.
And there you can see the new second row combination for Newcastle. Will Whitty alongside Callum Green.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
As we were at half-time, Saracens leading by 13 points to 6.
Yeah, I let you pre-engage, that was my fault. We'll just have a bit more space, please, so we can get our legs through.
Come on,
Don't pre-engage, okay? Give yourself the space, it's been good.
on the 6. Come on.
Yeah, happy? Just stay.
Let's go, John. Here we are, lad. Go. Second. Come on.
On the outside. Crouch! Stand up. Time
Dean
off.
Richards said earlier this week,
Crouch and stick your head
in
across
typically
like
forthright manner,
okay?
he said there are no sides in the Premiership who worry us in terms of going out there and getting thumped.
Yeah.
Important point to make. As far as that man is concerned, gone are the days when Newcastle travel and don't go there with some aspirations of returning home with something. As things stand here, it's a losing bonus point.
Time off.
I reckon Richards might argue at the end of this match that if things stay as they are,
I'm not going to make a
they
decision
would have
when neither
deserved
side
more.
are scrummaging like they were before. Right, it worked before some new guys came on, okay? So just take your time, get your balance, okay?
Yes, Matt Carley just saying, I'm going through the re-education process with the 2 new sets of front rows. Schalk Brits there in the middle. He's been around a long time. Schalk Brits now 35. 10 caps for the Springboks over a 7-year period. I think it's fair to say he suffered because of the presence of the likes of John Smith and Bismarck du Plessis.
Crouch! Bind! Set! 3 working across. 3 is working before the ball comes in. You've got to wait for the ball.
Yes, John
Wait
Welsh
for the ball.
being penalised. Free kick.
Outside, Owen.
Owen Farrell looks up, sees a bit of space there. And that's exactly how this breeze works at Allianz Park. Barely touched that, did he?
Onside, yeah?
Maitland gets a bit of a run at it. Straight into Wilson, the captain. Around the legs there was Lawson. Spencer. Stab through. Intelligent kick. Will now look to put pressure on the Newcastle line-out. Newcastle will make a change at hooker. It always interests me why so many times sides make changes at hooker just when the first involvement of the new hooker is to throw the ball into a line-out in a particularly troubling part of the field. So a thorough examination immediately for Ben Sari. Lands it right on the fingertips of Callum Green. That was good.
Don't grab his head, don't grab his head. Inside.
Takalua. Ball moving about in the wind there for Chris Wiles, who never took his eyes off it. Big hit there on Jackson Ray. Gets it back to Berger. Look at the pressure coming here from Newcastle. You have to admire it. Sari straight up there on his opposite number. Skull Brits.
He's off his feet, he's off his feet.
Well, the harrying, in territory terms, has made a big difference here for Newcastle. And there's something going on at the bottom there. Let's hear what the referee's got to say.
Sit. No.
Well, it's Jackson Ray who's hurt.
No, they had the ball, didn't they? No, Black had the ball. Okay, just give us a sec, Just a sec, we've got a second. Yeah, Black. Okay, Black got forwards. Yeah.
Can I bring my friend in to speak to him?
He can speak to me, but not tell
Jackson
me.
Ray.
To go straight on, but
Really in a lot of pain.
You should stay where you are, and you chose then to move across to the right.
I want to go to the left of the market.
That's fine. Listen, just a bit left. If you go too far, if you go forward, it's just going to spin on its axis. So just get our heads in the spaces.
We'll score him right. We're not in the gap.
No problem.
It's fine. So you came on. Yeah, fine.
Let's just have a bit of patience.
It was all right
okay?
until you came
No
on,
problem.
says Ali Hogg. Directed there at Skull Brits
Okay,
with a little bit of a smile.
He knocked it forward, so it's orange scrum.
So it's going to be a Newcastle
We've got
scrum
a new hooker this side as well, so let's just get it right.
inside the Saracens 22.
Knocked it off.
Newcastle will probably look at this as there's another alteration being made there. On comes Joel Conlon. It's Joel Conlon, once of the Exeter Chiefs himself, a member of an England under-20 World Cup winning squad.
One on the outside to give the space, please. Crouch!
Conlon will be on shortly.
Set!
So here's Takalua.
Wait, thank you.
Goniver. Waldock. Oh, and Tate was looking to get hold of it before it was into his hands. He was looking to get away and burst there. There was just a suggestion of a little bit of two on one out wide there. Chris Ashton tracking across. Yeah, it's just a little lack of precision
Picture last
from
one. Make sure
Newcastle.
we keep it the same when I'm on the other side. Heads up high.
Not the most sympathetic
Heads above
pass.
it. Same standard on your ball. Okay, same standard on their ball. There we go. There.
Follow me.
Not quite the Christmas celebration at the moment for the Saracens fans. Hard fought, they've got the noses in front.
Settled. Now get on the outside, head on the
13
outside.
points to
Crouch.
6, just the one try coming from Marcelo Bosch.
Set.
And in all honesty, Saracens haven't created much.
Hold it there. I'm not going to guess, guys. Both sides have to scrummage over the mark. Both sides over the mark, okay?
Good, Bob. And again, same here.
Crouch. Spine. Set.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, John. Hold it, John. Hold it, John. Hold
Look at the power of that front row. Skull Brits getting a few slaps across the back. So too Juan Figalo. Excellent kick as well. So here are more alterations being made. Richard Wigglesworth will be on very shortly.
6.
Farrell. Skultberger. There's the offload. Ashton with the kick ahead. Now can Ashton get to it? Tate. Well, the bounce was very sympathetic for Tate. But Ashton, well, if there were any doubts about his level of fitness or even his hunger as he enters into his last few months as a Saracens player, that should have answered it for you.
Step out, sub for
The moment was really set up for Ashton. The kick ahead. Full marks though to Alex Tate.
That's 2. It's 2. Go, please. Go. 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 Out. Time on.
Sari.
Good timing.
Oh, and the hand of Cruz is in there. Well picked up by Barrington. Wigglesworth. There's Berger. On to Brits.
Ball was out.
Rhodes. Well, it's been one of those days for Saracens.
Holding on.
If they do win this, they'll
the
certainly reflect on
Number
one of
20.
their less complete performances. Well, Marcelo Bosch has taken a bit of a bosh.
No.
Not the first line out steal from George Cruz today.
Doctor.
Oh, Marcelo Bosch looking a little ruffled, but he's up.
Just wait.
Just checking whether he does need a head injury assessment, I think.
We don't need to rush. We're not starting until they're happy. I'll wait for you, Doc.
Yes, I think Marcelo Bosch making the point that he's capable of self-diagnosis. If I don't feel right, I'll tell you.
Let him get off the field and then we'll play.
John Hodgson.
Get to the line out.
Thus far, it's been
Number
pointless.
4.
Third
Step
quarter.
out,
So Sari has lost one against his throw. Look there at Cruz looking at Whitty, and he got his hand to it again, but the referee says it actually went forwards off the hand of George Cruz.
Knock on. Scrum 15.
George Cruz feels he's got the better there of Will Whitty, I think.
Let's go, Ben. Open. Let's go back long. 2.
Well, Newcastle coming into this match having won their last 2 games in the Aviva Premiership. If they were to win here, and it is a major if, It'll be the first time they've won 3 straight league games for 7 years. That does chart the challenges that have faced Newcastle in recent seasons.
You guys came on, and now it's not stationary when we say set. Please resolve the problem, as we'll get 2 people on here who will. We'll go back over here, please.
I'm not sure where he's going to find the replacements from.
Do your bit and hold it nice and square. Nice and square, yeah? Good height on this side.
A jocular reference to maybe sending both men to the sin bin, which nobody's gone there yet.
Crouch! Bind!
So, Tani Takalua with the pudding.
Set!
Hold it, steady.
Approach the last 20 minutes of the match. There's Fanua, on to Takalua. Takalua got through one tackle, missed there by Wigglesworth. There's a Petit Fanua, on to Will Whitty. On halfway.
Stay out the road, thank you. No.
Newcastle lusting out here at the moment.
But you've got to be on side first. Get back. You've got to start on side.
That's Vagonova to get after her. Maitland on there to sculpt Brits. Brits did well from that situation.
Ball was out. Keep going. Use
Wigglesworth. Indicating that one was going onto the boot. Long wait for Goneva. Oh, and then there was a hand turn, and there's Michael Rhodes. Rhodes back to Farrell, and then it's knocked on by Saracens. That was Skultberger.
Tackle only, there's no ruck, no offside.
Well, a chance missed there by Saracens. Well, there's Goneva. And Goneva can't keep hold of it. Michael Rhodes on hand.
Same again?
Just a little bit clumsy.
Same again? Yeah. Mango. What's mango? Time off.
Well, Richard Wigglesworth has a big reputation as a kicking scrum half. And that was a very awkward one for Veronika Goneva. So Saracens making a change on the loosehead side. Off goes Richard Barrington. On comes the US international Titi Lomo-Siteli. So it is now an entirely new front row for the men in black.
Bind! Set! Ball is there.
Fanua under pressure, gets it away to Goneva. Newcastle inside their own 22. There's Sowry, the replacement hooker. Takalua the kick, half charged down by Itoji. Fanua's got to get himself away from there.
Play on, the ball is up, play!
The referee says the ball's there to be played.
Now release!
Skultberger. Brits loses it. Hodgson. Well, the ball into touch.
Knock on.
We'll come back for the knock on. Well, it's got a bit scrappy and untidy, hasn't it, in this second half?
Off the ball, completely off the ball.
Go away.
Well, the pass there from Berger may be a shade forward
Time
as well,
off.
in all honesty, but Scott Brits did just lose it forward. Mark McCall.
David, no clue.
I'm trying to have a look at that.
Thus far,
I saw nothing.
not a
like
memorable
that.
performance from his side.
Time
This
on.
time of year, it's all about acquiring yet more victories, though, racking them up.
Let's go, Saracens.
Saracens just the 2 defeats on the road at Harlequins in the 4th round, and then their most recent game down at Bath, where they were beaten by 14 points to 11. Been quite a while since Saracens lost back-to-back matches in the league phase in the Aviva Premiership.
Here we go! Let's go, John!
2 seasons, in fact, since Saracens lost back-to-back matches in this
Hey,
league.
come here.
Well, Jackson Ray's going to get spoken to here.
We
Let's
discussed
listen
it in
in.
the first half. and your team are continuing to carry on, next person that speaks to me, okay, when I'm trying to set a scrum or make a decision, it'll be a penalty.
Okay, sorry.
Scrum. Well,
okay. Yeah, let's go. We want to scrum. Come on, boys. Let's go, Sammy. Come on. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
crouch. Bind.
Steady, Johnny.
Set.
Steady, Johnny. Steady.
Far side, number 1. Leaning in.
Against the Mosatelli. Forward goes Fanua. Hodgson. The ball held up in the wind. Across comes Chris Wiles. Pulls to the mark.
Chris. Chris. 10. Got to start 10. Start 10. Your head on his shoulder and you lent in.
Good kick there from Wiles. Takalua backpedaling.
Taken in, no.
Here's Tate. Look at the speed with which Farrell got up there after that ball to put
wait,
pressure on the kicker. Maitland has a bit of a run at it if he wants. Chooses to put boot to ball. There's nobody across there. Well, the kicking contest in the end, won by Saracens and that man Sean Maitland. Had a good season so far for Saracens. Has the Scotland international. 4 tries in the league. Pretty good try scoring form for Scotland as well, Maitland. Tries in his last 2 internationals in November against Argentina and then in Kilmarnock against Georgia. So, Sarri. Keep your eye on George Cruz here. Oh, that was fired down at Takalua. It took that well. I think he got it on the half volley. Well, there's some frustration in the public enclosures. They certainly came here to praise Saracens and to see a lot of tries. It's not happened. Just 1 try so far in the match.
Stay, wait.
It is
16.
the difference between the sides. Jackson Ray, after what looked to be a very concerning injury at one point, but showing no lasting effects of that. Skultberger, the veteran.
7.
And he's played, what, 20 games in the World Cup. What a personal record. That was the try scorer. That's a poor pass from Ashton.
Off the ball, not on the ball, not on the ball.
There's Farrell, the captain for the day, on to Itoje, the captain in waiting.
Ball's available.
Wigglesworth. Well, it was well positioned from the scrum half. Almost with a bit of Andy Murray style topspin, wasn't it?
The ball is over there.
Newcastle looking to take
Not
it
the same
quickly,
ball.
but the ball
Not the same ball.
had been, well, it wasn't handled by someone in the crowd, but it wasn't the same ball. Dean Richards. I'm sure he will feel that his team deserves at least something from this match. They have the losing bonus point at the moment. It's getting rather gloomy here on Christmas Eve in Hendon. Not the straightest, and that's the pressure which is being applied by men like George Cruz. Well, I suspect there are some sharp words being exchanged by the big fellas there. There's George Cruz.
Keep doing your job of supporting your weight, I'll get him off you, okay?
He's certainly become the first choice starter in lock in the second row in one of the lock roles since Eddie Jones took charge.
Let's go. Let's go. Boys, back 5, let's go.
Crouch!
Last 12 and a half minutes of the match. Still waiting for our first points in the second half. Oh, the front rows have popped up. It's a penalty to Saracens.
Number 3 standing up.
Owen Farrell wants the ball in hand immediately. He'll be calling for the kicking tee.
Not now, not now. After the kick. After the kick, I'll talk to you, not now.
Mark Wilson wanting a word with the referee. Well, it's taken almost 69 minutes. Saracens have yet to create proper breathing space. Success from the tee here would give Saracens that 10-point lead. The need for 2 scores. The rehearsed routine. He'll now pick a spot somewhere between those posts. Well, he's one of the most reliable, if not the most reliable in the business. First points of the second half. Saracens lead by 10. As things stand, Newcastle are going home with nothing.
We had the ball in, they had control, we stood up under pressure. Stood up under pressure. Tackle, move!
Wigglesworth. Another catch there for Tate. Here's Fanua. Oh, Fanua was taken a bit high there. Goes to ground on halfway. Hodgson sees the chance of a gap. Tate. Oh, there was no give in that defensive tackle, was there?
Ball was out.
Takalua. Waldock. Waldock just pumping the knees. Did well there, did the former Wasp and Northampton Saint. Hodgson. Hoggs got picked up, managed to offload it to Green. There goes Hodgson. Socino.
Knock on in the tackle.
The knock on there from Maro Itoje, so an advantage being played here for Newcastle.
Matthew, I've got nothing.
Knock on in the tackle. Okay, thank you.
So Saracens preparing to make what may prove to be their last
12.
substitution.
12 replacement.
Here comes Alex Lazowski. And he will replace Nick Tompkins. So, what will happen here? Lazowski will he move into the 10 channel? No, he'll move into inside centre, so straight switch there with Nick Tompkins, the Junior World Cup winner from 2014.
Ball in.
Come on, John, here we go. Let's go, Chip Bay. 1, 2. Come, Chip Bay.
Crouch!
Let's go, John. Let's go.
Bind! Set!
There's a carry from Fred Bird. Takalua, Hodgson, Will Whitty. Look at that defence in black.
Hit him! Hit him! Hit him!
Making that gain line so difficult to cross. Tom Waldock being driven back. That's the halfway line. There's Fanua. Despite the sheer power of the man, he got no change at all. Hodgson, almost through. A few metres made. They're within 40 now.
Play.
There's Ali Hogg.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
There's Takalua. Get out from Waldock. That's Tate.
He's off feet. Stay on.
The carry there from John Welsh.
Tackle only.
Takalua.
Tackle only. Play
Hodgson. A Petty Fanua again being held up. Look at Skulkberger.
Tackle, release him. Let it go.
Hodgson. Waldock. Trying to find a way through. Newcastle looking for a score here. They certainly want to get back within 7. Last 7 minutes of the match. Look at that crunching hit in the midfield. There's Aviva. John Welsh plays scrum half to Hodgson. Well, the hits just as fearsome as they were in the first minute. Fanua.
Off the ball!
Newcastle doing well here. Good ball retention. There's Waldock. Hodgson. Fred Burden loses it forward. And that is what tackle after tackle after tackle does. The Wolfpack in the end get their man.
Time on. Off.
So he's had the jacket off once already as Joel Conlon. This time I think he will come on. We'd expect him to come on for Michael Rhodes in all likelihood, or perhaps Jackson Ray. Will it be Jackson Ray?
So he was
Well,
moving
Conlon
and
is
played. I
on.
didn't feel it had an effect on the play. That's all.
And it is Michael Rhodes who he replaces.
So we're ready to score.
Well, a fair amount of blood there that appears to be coming from the bottom lip.
There's a sub. Yeah, okay.
Come on, John. Come on.
Right, it's good on the Newcastle footing. Let's get the weight right before the ball comes in for the Saracens footing, okay? That's both sides.
Let's go, Bob. Open. Follow me.
That's all right. Time on.
Come on, boys. Come on.
Oh, Santa Claus has arrived at last.
Bind. Set.
Get ready. Ready. Johnny. Ready. John.
Use it. Use it. And keep.
There's the pick up from Jackson Ray. The lights burning brightly on Allianz Park. Farrell. There's Lizowski. Farrell just getting in the way, protesting his innocence. Wigglesworth. Itoji. Marcelo Bosch, the only try scorer so far today. Wigglesworth took a couple of grabs at that.
No.
Farrell, Bosch, Lizowski. Now there's an opportunity for Saracens. Wiles cuts inside. The tackle looks a little high.
Play advantage.
Well, the flag's on the floor. Referee's playing in a penalty advantage. It's there for Wigglesworth. Now surely this time Saracens. It's out wide, and it's that man Ashton who goes over. On his return, after a 13-week suspension, Chris Ashton is back in the winner's circle. Even time for a little celebration. Well, the accuracy of the pass there from Owen Farrell. He knew he had to land it, and he did.
Okay, mate.
Well, he's got to take it. He made rather a good go of it in the end, didn't he?
Yeah. 11, 3, 1 and 9. Just hold on, Joel.
So Newcastle make their last alterations. 4 on, 4 off.
Time off.
Yes, I guess they can afford a smile. In the end, it's not made the world a difference. There's one of the alterations coming on Craig Willis.
They're still going.
So too Paddy
Okay,
Ryan.
happy, Simon?
Those are 2 of the new faces.
Okay, time on.
Lazowski with a catch. Hodgson. Oh, never really got underneath it, the fly half.
Okay, no worries.
I think you could hear the hooves approaching. Fanua.
What's it? No, no, 7. No.
Hodgson on there to Waldock. Alex Tade almost getting through. Scott Bridge just caught a boot.
Thank you. Tackle only.
Hodgson. There's Will Whitty. Just getting inside the Saracens half. As is their character, Newcastle. Anxious to play for the full 80 minutes.
Tackle only.
The carry forward there from Callum Green. That time it was Paddy Ryan. Last minute of the match. Replacement scrum half, Sam Edgerton. Well, that Saracens
Tackle
defence
now, release.
working so effectively,
You're all off your feet, let it
forcing
go.
Newcastle back. Socino with a floated pass. And in the end,
It's touch mode.
the defence forcing the ball into touch. There's Fred Burton, the Cambridge graduate.
You move out, I'll get the numbers, yeah? How many? How many? 7. Stay there. In the middle. Thank you.
Well, I suppose Tony Christie is it's almost Christmas, isn't it? There's Owen Farrar. In fact, it's Neil Diamond, isn't it? Not Tony Christie.
He's off his feet.
Oh
He's
dear,
off
I know.
his feet.
I should stick to my subject, shouldn't I? Scott Britt's losing the ball forward. So Newcastle will end the game with the ball in hand. Will Whitty.
Knock on advantage over, no, stay there.
Scott Britt's there holding up the man. Oh, and
Knock on advantage.
Socino knocks it forward. Saracens. Oh, and Scott Britts took a couple of grabs at it, or should I say Scott Bergen. Then it was Scott Britts who put it down. And there is the final whistle, blown by Matthew Carley. And in the end, Saracens have their 4 points, and Chris Ashton has his try on his return. Marcelo Bosch, the scorer of the first try, but I suspect it will be a match that Mark McCall reflects where there were more marks in the positive column in defence than there were in attack. Saracens absorbed a huge amount of pressure. Newcastle in the end couldn't really make it count, and it's the champions who reign supreme on Christmas Eve. They've beaten Newcastle by 21 points to 6.